Okay, here we go. Hey everybody, can you see and hear us, I hope?
Hello.
Hello.
We're ready.
I think.
Should I tell Ron he's late?
Hey, it looks like we're here. Hello, and welcome to episode number 199 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us Geeks on Tour. Today's beginner's lesson is about updates to some of our favorite apps.
It's really going to be a bit of a hodgepodge today, but there's been a fair amount of activity in updates lately, so...
All right, Chris has a tip. What do you got there, Chris?
Well, the first thing, because you know that my Learn Google Photos book was just published on September 1. On September 3, there was an update to Google Photos, of course. Not a huge one, but that's what I want to show you here. It's about video editing.
You ready?
Yeah, that's 650. There's a new feature in video editing on Google Photos on the iPhone. I bring up a video, I tap the edit button, and there's always been trimming from one edge or another, but now you can also edit. You can choose a filter just like we have on Photos and make it bluer, etc., or auto, or you can even go into the adjustments and let's say I think this needs a little bit more light, and I can scrub through it. This is going to affect the whole video. Whatever I do is going to affect the whole video. I scrub through it. I can even crop. And when you're done, you save copy.
Well, that was short and sweet.
That was, yeah, just real quick. It really is pretty impressive, though, that Google Photos can do color adjustments on video. However, I really haven't found a whole lot of use for it, because even if I have a dark video that I would like to lighten, this lightens
the whole video, and there are probably parts, so I don't know, but it's pretty cool. Then, before we move on though, I do want you to watch this little video about how do you know if you have the latest update to Google Photos.
And that's 52.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks On Tour and Learn Google Photos. And in this short video, I'm going to show you how do you know if your Google Photos app is up to date. First, I'm going to show you on my Android phone and then on my iPhone. So here is my Android phone and here is my Google Photos app. First of all, if you have heard a number, if you've been told that the latest version is XYZ number, you can find out what your version is by tapping on your account button in the upper right, and then Photos Settings. All the way down at the bottom is About Google Photos, and it says this phone is using build 5.9. blah 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 4124. So that's how you know what version you are on. Now, how to tell if there is an update awaiting, that you need your Play Store for. So you go to your Play Store, then you tap the three-line menu in the upper left and My Apps and Games, and you see if there is an update waiting for Google Photos. All of mine are updated, but I can then see how long ago it was that my Google Photos app was updated, and it says there it was updated 3 days ago. So that's good. All right, now for the iPhone. Same thing, to look and see what version you're on, you just open up your Google Photos app, tap on your account button in the upper right, Photos Settings, and About Google Photos. And this one is 5.10 and lots of other numbers ending in 2750. To see if there are any updates waiting on the iPhone, you go to the App Store and you tap on the account bubble in the top right, and that is where you will see updated recently. You will also see if there are any updates waiting, but if you have automatic updates on in your system settings, then they just automatically update. And it says that my Google Photos app updated today on my iPhone. So that's how you know if you have the most recent app version of your Google Photos app.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's pretty much for any app. Just Google Photos is the one I use to demonstrate, but on the Android, you go to Play Store, three-line menu, My Apps, and you'll see your updates under there. And on the iPhone, it's the App Store, the account button, and you'll see the updates right there.
Very cool. Well, that's us. Well, Chris, what are we doing now? I forgot.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jim, and we're Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your Android phone or your iPad, tablet? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks, also known as propeller heads.
Yeah?
Who teach, and we think the best way to learn is in bite-sized pieces on a regular basis, which is why we come up with this show. We pick a different topic each time, and we do this live YouTube for anybody to watch. Then I write up show notes,
extensive show notes,
detailed show notes on everything we taught, and those are available on our website for members only.
All right.
So, you've been saying those words. This is the 199th time, except for the times you've forgotten them. So, you got to say that. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you?
Do you think your smartphone is... Because they sure seem that way all the time. All right. So, what are we doing now, Chris?
Well, we're still home, self-isolating. Thank goodness for computers and internet.
Yeah.
Because we feel just fine and social, but if not for that, this would be a pretty bad time.
Yeah, and we are waiting for our books to arrive from Amazon. For all of you that ordered the special Spiral Bound edition, I should be getting those books, according to Amazon, this very day.
Yeah.
They came a little bit early, and that's nice.
They were first telling us it wouldn't be till this coming Friday.
Yeah.
And oh,
man.
When you order a lot of books, it takes a while.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, they'll be here overnight, right? But no, not when you order a couple hundred of them like we did.
And then when they get here, I'll have an awful lot of work to do, but that's okay. The Amazon book is now available. Just go to Amazon.com and under books, search under books, because if you search just under general Amazon, you're going to find all kinds of stuff. The Kindle edition is $7.95. The paperback, black and white, you have to search for it, is $17.95. The paperback in color is $24.95. And we have that special, so you can check that out. Hello to our viewers, our locals, our friends, and all the folks from all around the country and the world. So, Ron Brown, Bill and Karen, Jolin, Richard Clarkson, Mead, and Honey. Wow. Lolan, hi. Alice.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
And Lolan, you got it figured out to get your book to Canada, right? I had no idea the shipping charges were so much.
Onerous.
So we're only doing this book to the United States.
Yeah. Domestic
but,
shipping.
Amazon has an Amazon in Canada and in the UK, and so there's no.
So you can buy them there and
not the big shipping charges there.
So that'll work a lot better for y'all, I hope.
And hi, Alice and Liz and Warren and Bill from Pittsburgh. Bob Whitehofer, good to see you. Mammoth Cave, oh, been there a couple times.
Yeah.
Is it open? Can you go into the caves? That's a cool site.
It is.
And well, hello everybody. Debbie Diver, hey.
A little smoky out there.
Yeah.
I hear. Yeah, and you and Judy up there in Brentwood.
Okay.
I hope you guys are staying safe. It's a little scary, isn't it?
Well, welcome everybody, and we're going to try to get you up to date on some of our favorite updates.
All right, you want to start with your Apple system?
So Apple iOS. So when we're talking about updating Google Photos, that's updating just one app. But your phone itself has operating system updates. And do I really have to do it?
Yeah, you do have to do your updates. I'm sorry.
Why?
Well, updates are out there for really two basic reasons, I've always said. One is to fix bugs, and the other one is to give you more functionality. So fixing bugs, that could be security, it could be a problem with certain phones or certain devices and apps together. So they have to make sure that everything, hardware and software, work together, and it's pretty complicated and you can get bugs. So they have to fix those on an ongoing basis. And then the other thing is they want to give you more functionality. They want to add functions, add features, and add cool whiz-bang bells and whistles and all kinds of stuff.
And that's
right?
what I'm most interested in. But you do have to, even though sometimes the updates break stuff.
They do, that's for sure.
But you still got to do it. So let me just show you where that is on the Apple iOS. And I anyway, and the Apple usually comes all at once to everybody. So I expect that everybody got 13.7 this week. And it's just under settings, and then general, and then software update. And it tells me that I have 13.7 and I am up to date. So that's what you want to see. And if there is an update waiting, this is where it will be. Just system settings, general, and software updates. Now, one of the main updates, oh, no, there's a slide on that. So that's how you do the update. And 13.7, obviously a point update change isn't that big a deal, but that means that 14 is right around the corner, and 14 is going to bring some pretty major changes. So some really cool stuff. So we'll deal with that later. But right now, there is, the first thing I noticed when I installed 13.7 is this exposure notification setting. It has to do with contact tracing for COVID-19. And this is a rare example of cooperation between Apple and Google. Apple and Google got together and built in this contact tracing system to the operating system on both Android and iOS. It looks like it's coming out on iOS first. I haven't seen it. On Android, and I'll explain it a little bit. So it's built into the operating system jointly by Apple and Google. It requires you to opt in, and it requires a local the health department in your region to be participating.
So does that work here for us?
No, not yet. and I'll show you that. And the other thing to know is it does not use location. It does not track you. I'll explain a little bit more after I show you where it is. Okay. So back to the iPhone, and it's just right under System Settings, and it's a top level. You don't have to go in anywhere. Exposure Notifications. I got this new little iPhone SE, so
she has to zoom way down and on it.
It's a lot smaller than my phones I'm used to. So exposure notifications, and it starts off. So you do have to come in here and turn it on if you want to use it. So turn on. And then it explains it a little bit. Your iPhone can tell you if you may have been exposed to COVID-19. You continue. You have to select your country. And we're way down here at the bottom. United States, and then your state. And this is where it tells me exposure notifications are not currently available. From what I've read, there's only about 5 states right now. But this could be such a game changer. I sure hope to see more and more states participating. Meanwhile, let me explain a little bit, so just go back to Faces, how it works. I say you can even have location services turned off on your phone. It is not tracking your location. It uses Bluetooth. So let's say that Jim is a checkout cashier at a grocery store, and I am in the grocery store. When I come up to his cash register, my phone is within Bluetooth range of his phone. If both of us are participating in this, they send an anonymized number, and that number changes every 24 hours. So my phone produces a number, his phone produces a number. They click with each other and say, oh, we saw each other, we had contact today. And that data is analyzed, and if in a few days Jim says, I don't feel so well, and he goes and gets a COVID test and he tests positive, then the health department compares all of the times that it saw another number, and it notifies my number, my phone, and says you had contact, and so that I can either go get tested or self-isolate for 2 weeks. So imagine if everybody did that, then once you're exposed, you know it, and you take yourself out of the potential exposure, that would just cut it all down so easily. Technology can really help. So that's what that is. But as I say, right now, it's not there. You do have to have participation from a health organization.
All right.
But that's a cool new feature. And when I went through that on my iPhone, at the very end it says learn more, and it goes on for pages and pages and pages. So if you want to understand how this works, you can just go through and find that learn more. One other new feature that I just noticed, I think it came with the 13.7 update to my iPhone, but I've since discovered that this works on my Samsung and on Jim's Pixel as well. I love this in the camera. How many of you have thought they were taking video and they go to stop their video and the video starts instead?
I've done it.
I teach this stuff, and yet I do that all the time.
It's different on different devices.
Right.
I have one phone that you have to tap it to start it. I have another phone that when I go to video, it just starts
taking video. Yeah,
and then I go back and forth, and I'm always confused.
But I love this way of doing it. You can just leave it on photo, and when you long press on the shutter button, it starts taking video. When you let go, it stops. Let me show you.
All right.
So I'm going into it's just the camera. It's the camera app, and I'll go into selfie so that you can see something happening here. Now you can still put it into video, but you don't have to. Leave it on photo and just touch and hold, and notice how the numbers are counting up. I am taking video right now. And when I let go, the video stops. How normal is that? I just love it. And as I said, since then, I've tried it on my Samsung, and that's how it works too.
And it works the same on my Pixel 4 XL.
Touch and hold the shutter button, you're taking video. Now, what used to happen when you touched and held the shutter button?
It would be a burst shot, right?
Burst shot, yeah. So burst shots have moved. On the iPhone, you have to kind of slide the button down, the shutter button down a little bit, in order to take a burst shot. But I'd rather take a video than a burst shot. So that's just fine with me.
And on my Pixel, it does point out some stills out of that video that it thinks are good shots. So it's still sort of like, and you can grab those.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'll show you some other time. I'm not
Well,
going
I
to show
know
you
that
now.
you can. Google Photos allows you to capture a frame from a video. So if you see a frame that you like, you can capture that frame. And
All right.
so you're taking video right now?
I thought I was.
Is it making liars of us?
No, there it goes. I just didn't touch it right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now I've taken some video here, and I tap that, and it says shots available.
Oh, so it takes video and
it puts little dots there. Here, put that under there so they can see that.
yeah. Now this is a Pixel phone.
This is an Android. And see the dots above the timeline down there at the bottom?
Yeah. So it's saying those are
single shots that it thinks are good. And they just happen to be good shots of you smiling. Pretty cool.
But this is still a video. If you want those shots, you would have to tap on export. Export the shot. Now there's a video and a photo.
Right.
And you can do that with even non-Pixel phones using Google Photos, but you have to select the individual
Right,
shots.
It's just the way that
they're not suggested for you.
my Pixel works with this. So your mileage may vary. How's that? Anything?
Okay.
Android system updates. Now that you have my Android.
Okay. Yeah. So Android just released this week Android 11. And Jim has it on his Pixel.
Yeah.
And why is that? And it just happened really right away.
Well, I have a Google phone. The Pixel is a Google phone, and my service is through Google. It's Google Fi. So I tend to get the updates right when they happen, or right after they're released anyway, out of beta. And so I get things faster than, say, Chris with her Samsung, because even though she has an Android, it's a Samsung Android, she still has to wait for Samsung to give the okay to get those updates from Android. So those are things that... Which one you got there?
So this is this is my Samsung. Let me get that adjusted. Okay. And to check for system updates, you need the system settings, the little gear wheel, and then system updates right there. And it tells me that I am all up to date. I had an update on September 12, just yesterday, day before?
Yeah.
But if I look at my About phone and my software information, I'm on Android 10. So I don't get 11 until Samsung decides that they're ready to give me 11.
Uh-huh. But that's not always a bad thing, because Samsung needs to make sure that the updates don't break something that Samsung has put into their phone. So they have to do their own testing, whereas Google phones, Google systems, Google everything, Android, they can roll these things out faster because they can control it more.
Samsung also sometimes adds some things of their own in there. They can customize. So it takes a while.
Yeah.
So in that regard, the Pixel is kind of like an iPhone in that the hardware and the software is made by the same company, so you get it right away.
Right.
And you don't get any of the other
stuff.
Garbage.
All right. True that. All right.
Okay. So I have a couple things I want to show you on the Android 11.
Right.
Now, and so which phone do I have to use? I have to use Jim's Pixel phone because it's the only one that has 11 on
I'm
it.
always nervous when she's playing with my phone.
And now what were the four things? I don't see the slides. I should have that up. So one thing is that it comes with a screen recorder now.
Did you want to see that slide real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
So the next one, yeah, screen recorder, power button changes, screenshots, and notification silence. Okay, you remember those.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So,
No
screen
problem.
recorder, power button. So the screen recorder is just one of the, what do they call that? The shortcut, the system shortcuts. So you swipe down from the top and you see all these fancy little things here, like flashlight. And then if you drag it down, you see more, the auto rotate, the Bluetooth. Then there's even more if you swipe over. I still don't see screen recorder. But if I tap the pencil, that means edit all these options and I will see more. And there it is, screen record right there. We haven't tried it yet, and I always used to use AZ screen recorder, but so now it's just going to be built into Android once you have Android 11. So that's the screen recorder. Next, power button changes. So if I long press on the power button, this is completely different than what it used to be.
Yeah, I used to get a couple of choices. One of them would be for a charge or a contactless charge, and another one would be the screenshot was right there, and it went away.
Yeah, there's no screenshot here anymore, but look what there is. There's controlling all your home devices. So, for example, watch the lights on my face. I'm going to turn off our studio lights.
Whoops.
And turn on our studio lights. Now, you still have to set all this up in the Google Home app. And you can still use the Google Home app, but boy, is this convenient to have everything right here. Yeah. Okay, so that is the power button. Now then, where did screenshot go? You've always been able to hold down the power button and the down volume.
And that works on most Android phones.
Yeah, most every phone.
Yeah, there are some.
Except iPhone has to make it the power button and the up volume.
Yeah.
But
and different people have their power buttons in different places too.
But it's not easy to do. It is not easy to hold down that power button and the down volume at the same time. So I really like this new way on Android 11. You need to get into the multitasking mode, and you do that by swiping up from the bottom and then stopping midway. So, a total swipe up is the home. Swipe up and stop is the multitasking. So then you notice there's this little thing right here that says screenshot. Just put the screen on that you want to take a shot of and screenshot. And then you can share it right from there, or you can edit it and you get back home like that.
And it also just goes into your camera roll.
That screenshot is now in my Google Photos.
If you have screenshots showing in Google Photos.
Yeah, that's true. Device folders. Screen recorder is available on Samsung. I never even looked. Bob Whitehofer says that my Samsung 10. Oh, mine is a Note 9. Okay. So that's probably a difference there. And the next thing on the system, or the last thing, is to silence notifications. Has your phone ever started going ding, ding, ding? Somebody is getting really busy on Instagram or something, and you say, oh, just silence that. And there's a way in your app settings or in your system settings, but that's hard to find. You can now silence right from the notifications shade. So here are his notifications. Let's say he's just getting way too many texts from me. He wants to silence me for a while. You just long press on it, and one of your options should be, where'd it go?
Long press.
So, long press, and there, silent. And when you tap on silent, then you get this section down at the bottom of your notifications. And there's more to it than this, but that's pretty cool that you can just right from the notification silent, and then you can unsilent. You can take it out of silent. So that's pretty cool. And those are just 4 things from Android 11 that I thought were worth pointing out.
Okay.
What's next?
Zoom meeting updates.
Now, this is completely different. This has nothing to do with Android or iPhone or apps, but since so many of us are using Zoom these days, we thought it was worth showing you a couple of the new features in Zoom. First, how do you update Zoom? That's 651.
All right.
How to update your Zoom app.
first find it. This is it right here on my desktop. If it's not on your desktop, you can search for it. And this is the app I'm talking about with the orange and blue. Now you click on your little profile picture and check for updates. Update is available, 5.2.3. This is the one that gives us custom gallery view organization and multi-pin and multi-spotlight. Now if we check for updates, it says you're up to date and tells us we're on 5.2.3.
I was into quick videos this week.
Yeah. I'm looking at other things, expecting her to go on as she normally does.
So the main point there is, number one, it's the app. So you have to bring up the app. Unless you want to download the app all over again, and you can do that by downloading the new one from zoom.us. But you bring up the app, and then you click on your little face, on your account icon, and updates will be under there. Okay, then what does it give us? Go to the next slide first.
Okay.
Yeah. So, has anybody ever wished that they could take a person's square in Zoom and move it to another location on your screen?
Yeah.
You can now.
With the latest updates, yes.
So if you have the latest update and you have these squares, when you move your mouse over a square, we're only talking about computers here, right?
Right.
We're not talking about phones or tablets,
Yeah, because, they do it differently now.
Yeah. So your mouse will become a little hand, and that means you can drag that square to another position.
And here's a short.
Yeah.
If we're in speaker mode, does the little square stay up there too? I mean, I can't do it. I have to update my thing. So okay,
Yes.
So if we move to speaker mode, that we have the speaker as the big screen, and then whatever one we've pinned is the little screen, and wherever we put it.
Right. If you put a square in the top left in gallery view, it stays at the left edge of that little film strip when you're in speaker view.
Okay.
So if
Is
I
that-
go up there, I put you, so I'll put Chris up in the upper left.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay, now move to speaker
And then when I
view.
change view to speaker view to gallery view, it'll be up in the upper left. It'll be, actually you can put it in any one of the first few squares, the timer, and it'll always be there. We say the upper left because of that's easier to see.
Yep.
So we do use Zoom a lot for Toastmasters meetings, and so people give speeches and they are timed. And it's very important that the timer be in your view while you're speaking. So we love this new little feature.
All right. Zoom meeting update. Pin or spotlight multiple people. And what's the difference between pinning and spotlighting?
Are those our books?
They might be.
We have a delivery. I wonder.
I'm going to go look.
Yeah. Okay, let me explain pin versus spotlight. So if you're looking at your gallery view in Zoom, you have all these Hollywood squares. People are all in their own squares. If you pin one, then that person takes up the main stage. Speaker view, if you will, but it doesn't change. Pin means that one person stays there even when other people start talking. Looks like it. We got our books. Perfect. But that only affects your screen. So if you pin somebody, they're in the main stage on your screen, but everybody else is controlling their own screen. Spotlight pushes that out to everyone. So spotlight means take this one square, make it big, and make that happen for everybody's screen. And now that's been around for a while. Both of those have been around for a while. Pin, your screen, spotlight, everybody's screen. What's changed with this update is you can have multiple pinned screens and multiple spotlight screens. So you can have up to 9. Nobody's listening to me. They want to see the books.
Nobody's listening to you. Aw. Look what I got.
No, but you have.
Oh, I can't.
It's not just one.
Well, there's a whole box full over there, but it's a heavy box, so I got my work cut out for me. So yay! We're real excited.
Yeah, so realize what he does now, and we'll make a little video on this. He actually cuts off the spine, punches all the holes, and puts a spiral binding through them. So,
A lot of work.
yeah.
Okay, where are we?
Show me the books. Okay, yes, next slide. So what's new is the ability to pin or spotlight multiple people. And so this language comes straight from Zoom help screens. Once you hover over a person, you should see and click, then you see spotlight. Then you hover over the second person and you'll see add spotlight. And you can have up to 9. And you must be a host or a co-host. And you must be using the desktop client, a computer. And if you are going to be joining us in the backstage, maybe we'll play with this a little bit.
Yeah, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so that's Zoom. Now we did have quite a few questions here. Somebody wants to know what's a screen recorder as opposed to a screenshot? A screen recorder is for videos. So that's how I do some of my tutorials. I turn on a screen recorder and I go through the process, and then I can play back a video of that whole process. So that's what a screen recorder is. Now, somebody else asked, can a screenshot show more than just what is in view? On the phones, not that I know of.
No.
On computers, we use Snagit for that, which means we can take a screenshot and then we can scroll down and it continues to capture all the way down to the bottom or till we stop. Now somebody here says Faststone capture. Is that on Android and iPhone? I think Faststone is a computer thing. Yes, Stephen Turney. Multiple spotlight is going to be useful when teaching. Yeah, if you have a teacher and a student that you want to have a conversation that everybody is seeing, the two of them converse. Cool stuff. Explain screen recorder. Can you do a screenshot? Whole article. Okay, did that. Wow. I think there were more up there.
I can scroll up.
Okay. My Pixel shows it under Google Services and Preferences, and then COVID-19 exposure notifications off. Oh, cool. We will check that out. And if you turn it on, does it go anywhere, Sheila? Are you in a state that? So I'm glad that there are a lot of people saying that the contact tracing is a good thing. I think it could make a huge difference, but only if everybody participates. So that will be tough to get everybody to participate. So if you know somebody who's really hesitant because they think it's tracking them, please go and read the information and check it out, because it is not. It's not even using location services.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Sponsor?
We got sponsors? You folks out there are our sponsors.
They're our sponsors.
And we appreciate all of you. So by now, the book is $24.95. The book plus the workshop is $44.95. It's only domestic shipping is free. You can't even easily buy the book, the special, if you are not from around here. So sorry about that, but it
is available on Amazon.
It is available on Amazon in all the different countries, so have at it. All right. But that's not all. We have a new YouTube channel and a YouTube Learn Google Photos.
Oh, and I do want to show that.
Okay.
And I want to show the website as well.
All right.
So
there you go.
Here we go. And first, I want to show you the website and how to find the Google Photos updates. So the website is Learn Google Photos, just like the book, learngooglephotos.com. And if you scroll down, here is the book offer, but then there's a blog. And this first article, right now, the first article is Updates to Google Photos. Click on that. And here's what we just taught you today, the fact that video editing is a new feature in iOS. I keep a list. I keep a running list every time I learn of a new feature update in Google Photos. And you can see that list. And at the very end of this article, there is the link to go to the updates listing. Now this is an ugly page, I just enter a date and what is new. So notice here is the September 3, and any one that I notice now since the book has been printed, I will note what chapter it applies to. So if you get the book, you can go into this update history and pretty easily note where there's changes to a particular chapter and make a note of it in your book. So there's like 3 of them in August and 4 of them in September, etc., etc. And this goes back a couple years. I've been keeping this since the last edition of the book was produced. Then there is also
but wait, there's more.
youtube.com/learn Google Photos. And I just posted the 2 videos that you saw in the show today. So is your Google Photos app up to date? And the video editing on iOS. And you will be seeing more and more videos on this channel. Please make sure to subscribe and like the videos where if you learn something.
Yeah, we would really like a lot more subscriptions on this new YouTube channel. We have a lot of subscriptions on our Geeks on Tour channel, but this is a new channel and we need to get those numbers up, so go on over and subscribe.
Okay. Any leftover questions before we ask them theirs? Okay.
I don't think so. If we miss something, we'll try and go through these and answer online, or if you are a Geeks on Tour Premium member, you can join us in the Backstage Pass and we'll get to it there.
Bill asks, do I autograph the books before the binding? No, I'll be doing it after, because he's already printed up the mailing labels and put them on the envelopes. Then he changes the binding and gives it to me. Then I'll look and make sure that I'm autographing it to the person who's on the envelope.
Well, hopefully we'll get them in the right envelope.
We'll have a little production line going here.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And Debbie Diver reminds everybody, if you subscribe, make sure to click that little bell. Then you'll get notified when we upload new videos to the new YouTube channel.
Maybe.
Okay.
Right?
I think we're ready to ask them their questions.
Well, did you learn something? An app updates on iPhones are found in the App Store. Then you click on A, Updates, B, Search, C, Account button, or D, Today.
Account button, C, and that's important because there used to be a button called Updates, and it's not there anymore. So Account button and Updates are under there.
Okay. App updates on Android are found in the Play Store. Then click on A, 3-line menu / My Apps, B, Apps, C, Account button, or D, Games.
A, the 3-line menu in the upper left, is where you find things on the Play Store, and then My Apps and Games, and you'll see updates right there.
True or false, the exposure notification feature on iOS 13.7 uses your location to know if you came in contact with a person infected with COVID.
False. It does not use your location.
It's not tracking you.
It uses Bluetooth and pings every phone that you come near.
All right. So Chris keeps a running list of updates to Google Photos. Get the link at learngooglephotos.com in the post about
Updates.
Clever, aren't you? To update Zoom app for Windows, open the app and click on A, the Account button, B, Settings gear, C, File menu, or D, Help menu.
A, the Account button.
And a lot of times that's your little face.
Yeah. If you have put a photo as your account image, it will be your face.
True or false, a recent update for iOS provides a new way to take video by simply holding down the photo shutter button.
True, and I love it.
And it works on mine too.
And it works on my Samsung too. I have no idea when that happened.
True or false, Android 11 adds a screen recorder.
True.
Built into the operating system. Yeah, pretty cool. Well, the Backstage Pass, that's something that is for our premium members only. It's a meeting on Zoom. You need a camera and a microphone on your computer. It's right after this show. You get the link from an email that Chris sends out, or you can go to our website, geeksontour.com, and underneath the member login, and you'll find the link right there. Just click on the Backstage Pass. Sign up for our free newsletters, geeksontour.com/news. All of our premium members get the newest edition of this book and all of our books. Now, geeksontour.com/ebooks. You can become a premium member at Geeks on Tour, and we invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well as the Learn Google Photos channel.
And if you've learned something today, please give us a little like down there, thumbs up.
Put a comment in.
I do see one question here, one new question, a Google Photos question. Can I transfer OneDrive pictures by folders to a newly made folder on Google Photos? Yes and no, but first of all, there are no folders in Google Photos. You can transfer a folder full of pictures and turn that into an album on Google Photos. And also, secondly, you can get OneDrive photos if they are physically on your computer, which they very likely are, so that works fine. But you can't do just cloud to cloud, OneDrive cloud to Google Photos cloud. It has to come down through your computer.
All right, Chris, what's the webpage that lists all of our YouTube shows?
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is YouTube show.
And the webpage that lists all of our recent newsletters.
geeksontour.com, and the menu is blogs and news. You'll find newsletters under there.
Okay. We do invite you to become a member. Just go to geeksontour.com and click on the link to become a member. Next time, episode 200.
Episode 200, and we don't know what we're going to do yet.
Yeah.
Looking for ideas.
Yeah, it'll be something special, but it probably won't be next week. It might be, a couple weeks down the road. I need a day off.
Yeah.
I'll be busy.
You'll be busy, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Remember, the Backstage Pass is coming up in just a few minutes, and we'll get out of here and go over there. So that's it for this week, episode 199. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are
Geeks on Tour. Touring just from upstairs to downstairs these days.
Thanks a lot for watching.